Choose again. Hey, big birds. Now, I held an old watch the other day, and that watch had stopped in 1961. Somebody repaired it. Stopped again, I think, in 1978, and somebody repaired it again. 94, 95, it stopped. 4 times it failed, and 4 times someone looked at it and decided, not yet. Not because there weren't newer watches, not because there weren't better watches, because this one was worth choosing again. I heard there was a woman who wore the same shawl 200 times or more. Now, someone called that poverty. Now, I don't think so. I think that she opened the cupboard 200 mornings, looked at everything that she owned, and chose that one again, and again, and again, and again. There's something beautiful about being good enough to keep choosing. My mother once told me, she said, Gavin, never swap an old friend for a new one. Now, she didn't actually mean don't make new friends. She said, don't confuse new with better, because the new friend hasn't really been tested yet. I mean, they haven't sat beside you when that phone rang with the news that you didn't want to hear. They haven't seen you win, and they haven't watched you lose. They haven't heard that same old story 1,000 times and laughed at every single time at the right time. You see, the new people haven't been into battle with you yet. The old friend has, and somehow they're still there. Perhaps that's what we are getting wrong about age. See, we notice the wear and the scratches, the faded paint, the wrinkles, the gray hair, and somewhere along the way, we start believing that new means valuable, that old means finished. But some things aren't actually worn out, they're actually worn in. Some things aren't damaged, they're tested. Some things aren't obsolete. They've simply survived long enough to prove that they actually work. You know, I look at a Callaway golf club, and I sometimes wonder about the person who designed it. Someone sat at a desk about 20, 30 years ago. They drew lines, they changed angles, they built a prototype, they hit thousands of golf balls, and they said, this is it. And then they gave it a name, a Big Bertha, a Razor, an Epic, a Quantum. Now, somewhere on the other side of the world, decades later, I'm holding that exact same club, still hitting with it, still caring for it, still choosing it. And that isn't rubbish, that's a classic. We do it with music as well. A song written 50 years ago plays, and a 20-year-old who wasn't alive when that song was recorded turns it up. The musician is gone, the studio is gone, the world that produced that kind of music is gone. But the song gets chosen again. That, my friend, is quality. Time is the harshest critic that we ever employ. Marketing can fool us for a year. Fashion can fool us for 5 years. But time can't be confused. And perhaps nowhere does that matter more than with people. Because underneath the noise, I think most of us want exactly the same thing. We want to be chosen. Men too. We don't always say it, and perhaps we aren't good at saying it, but we want to know, would you still choose me? Not the man that I was 25 years ago, me now. You see, choosing someone once, I believe, is like relatively easy. There's excitement and there's possibilities, there's youth, there's beauty, there's mystery, everybody looks good under the showroom lights. But choosing someone after 30 years, now that's different. You see, you've seen the dents. You've heard the strange noises. You know which lights don't work anymore. You've seen the repairs. And you know where the scratches come from, because some of them were earned together with you. Now imagine waking up tomorrow morning and looking across at that person who's traveled all those years with you. The face has changed, so has yours. There are wrinkles that weren't there when you met. There are grey hairs, there are scars. Things don't work quite as well as they used to. There are dreams that came true and there are dreams that didn't. There are battles that you won and there are battles that you didn't. Most importantly, there are memories that belong to nobody else except the two of you. And after seeing all of that, you quietly decide, today I choose you again. Not despite the years, but because of them. Maybe that's what love is. Love is not being chosen once, it's being chosen repeatedly. On a Wednesday, on a wedding day, on an ordinary Tuesday. Choosing them after the argument, choosing them after the diagnosis, after the disappointment, after the children leave. After the money disappears, I choose you. After the success, I choose you. After failure, I choose you. After everything I know about you, after everything I know what it costs, after every repair, today I choose you. Maybe businesses can learn something from that, because now we're very quick to discard an old employee for an exciting new one. Before we forget the customer who has bought from us for over 25 years because we're too busy chasing the new one. Before replacing experience with novelty, before assuming that the newer idea must automatically be the best one, ask a better question. Ask, has this already earned my trust? Yeah, this isn't an argument against new things. I mean, new can be magnificent. New ideas can change the world. Young people see things that old eyes sometimes miss. I have a talk called Change, Innovation, Creativity, because innovation matters. But don't underestimate something simply because it's old. And don't overestimate something simply because it's new. Maybe wisdom is knowing what should be replaced, what should be repaired, what should be reinvented, and what should simply be treasured. So, repair the watch if it's worth repairing. Wear that shawl if it's the one that you love. Hey, play that golf club if it still makes you smile, and phone your friend who already knows your story and has heard it 1,000 times. Listen to that song that has followed you through your entire life. And then tomorrow morning, look across the room at that beautiful, battle-scarred human who has traveled all this way with you. Look properly, not at who they were, at who they are. And if you are lucky enough to still mean it, tell them, today I choose you. And tomorrow, if life gives us another day, I'll choose you again and again and again. That's your heads up.